Hey, what's up everyone, it's Steph here. Welcome to another on-the-job episode. In this video, I'm live streaming for a corporate event at Microsoft, and I will share with you important tips for this job, from after closing the deal to pre-event consultation checks, testing, and how I set up for the live stream, as well as some tips along the way, so hopefully you can learn a trick or two after watching the video. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So usually for corporate event live streams for my clients, I have a structure that I follow after securing the job. Pre-event site check and consultation, setup, test and rehearsal a day before the event, and leave everything there after multiple successful tests. Arrive at least 2 hours before the start of live stream on the actual day. Do a pre-event site check of the venue. This is usually the most important part of the job, and many people oversee this because it is at this stage where you can check the venue for any potential problems that may surface during the actual live stream itself. First, you will need to get a rundown sheet from the client, which is what is going to happen on the day itself of the live stream. So what time the event will go live, at which time will the guest speaker come up to talk, any panel of speakers, and anything that is important during the rundown, etc. There are so many possible variations for corporate live stream, so with the rundown sheet, you can actually run through in your mind, and at the venue, you can have a better sense of how you will set up for the live stream so that you can have a successful live stream on the day itself. Some of the more common things to look out for is sound. Will they use their in-house audio system, or is there an external AV company that they will be using for this event? Usually for corporate live stream events, it is one of these two choices. On our end, it's good to know because we will know who to look for in case there are problems with the sound system. As we all know, sound is always more important than video, so you need to make sure you know who are the people to look for if there are problems with the sound. Visual. Will they be using a projector or LED to display slides at the venue? If so, this might be a hybrid event, and what about the online guests? Will they want to have a picture-in-picture or a super source when the speaker talks? If they do, you probably need a background for the picture-in-picture or super source that is related to the event. So you see, as you go on site to check out the venue, these questions will naturally start to come in, and you can ask and resolve them directly on the spot with your client, who is actually walking the ground with you. Platform. What will they be streaming the event on? Is it going to be on YouTube, Google Meet, MS Teams, Zoom, or any other platforms? Since in this event I'll be streaming for Microsoft, then they will be using MS Teams for this live stream event. Well, since the client is Microsoft, the licensing person that I was working with is very familiar with using MS Teams. But for yourself, you will also need to be familiar with the platform that your client wants to use, so that you can give the appropriate advice during this pre-event stage. For example, if this platform cannot do certain things on the spot, you know, and you can advise your client. So as you can see from the simple floor plan and layout, the room is pretty much a standard corporate layout with the backdrop wall for the company logo, a projector or LED wall, and of course chairs in the middle of the room for the attendees. The AV team, which includes myself doing the live stream, is located at the side or at the back of the room, so that as much as possible we remain invisible to the crowd as we operate behind the scenes. So okay, let's take a look at the rundown for this event which I got for my client. So at 8:30, the live stream starts. 8:45, the online guests start to come in. At 9 a.m. is where the event officially starts, and the MC comes on stage. So at 9:05, the first speaker comes on. 15 minutes later, at 9:20, the second speaker. 9:35, the third speaker. And at 9:50, they break for 10 minutes. So at 10 a.m., there's a panel of speakers who come on stage with a moderator for 20 minutes, and you play a video. And then at 10:25, the MC comes off to close off the event, and the event officially ends at 10:30. So as you can see, this is a very typical setup for a corporate live stream, with the MC or host kicking off, and then some guest speakers will come on, and then a panel of speakers, and then some videos to be played, and then the speaker or the MC to close off the event. So now I will run through again some important points to take note of at every timestamp as stated in the live stream rundown in the example. At 8:30 AM where the live stream starts, usually you will need to have a placeholder image and a background music. For the placeholder image, usually it's a static image of the event with details like the event is starting at 9 AM. And if you are tapping into sound from the venue or from the AV external company, this is the part where you make sure that the audio levels are ideal, which is typically -6 to -12 dB. A safe guide would be in the yellow zone of the Atem Mini's multi-view when the speaker speaks. Now is also a good time to test your internet speed, although you would have tested it prior to that. So usually I go to speedtest.net and run the test and make sure the bandwidth is fast enough for your live stream. At 9 AM when the event starts is where you switch your view from your placeholder to one of your cameras showing the stage where the MC is talking, which is usually the main camera. This is also probably where you punch in your lower thirds to introduce the speaker. Typically it will be his name and designation. Then following that, for the first, second and third speaker, it's usually the lower third coming on and switching between a full body and a mid body shot with two cameras, and also a super source showing the slides if they need to. At 9:50 AM, there's a break of 10 minutes. So here you will need another placeholder to say something like, we are having a break, we will be right back at 10 AM. And of course, background music. So here's a tip which I learned during my live streams in the past. It is important to say it as we'll be back at 10 AM instead of we'll be back in 10 minutes. Because some of the online guests, if they log in at this moment now, they wouldn't know whether it's going to be another 10 minutes or it's just 1 minute remaining before the start after the break. So usually for corporate live streams, the moderator on site monitors the timing very closely, and very seldom in my experience they have overruns. So your placeholder should be pretty accurate. So of course on our side we have to always catch the falling ball. So to be on the safe side, on my end, I will usually prepare 2 to 3 slides. One for we will be back at 10 AM and one for we will be back at 10:05 AM, just in case it slightly overruns. And of course, one backup slide that says we will be back in 10 minutes for extreme cases where the event super overruns. So between 9:50 to 10 AM, the stage will be prepped for the panel of speakers, meaning chairs will be arranged and the speakers will come on stage. At 10 AM, we will switch the view from the placeholder to a wide shot of the screen with all the speakers in the scene. Now here, depending if you are running this live stream as a one-man show or if you have another camera operator, you can get a second close-up view from the cam op. So typically the moderator will talk and then the guest speaker will talk. And to give a better live stream viewing experience, you can switch from the wide shot to a close-up of the speaker or moderator. So another tip here is where you can pitch to your client during sales pitching part to increase their budget for a cam op for this purpose, a better viewing experience instead of just having one camera view. So at 10:20 AM, you will need to prepare to play the video. So this video should be loaded and ready to play on another laptop which is connected to one of your ports on your Atem Mini. Make sure the sound is playing correctly before you switch the view and hit the play button. Lastly, at 10:25, the view will switch back to the stage where the MC should be standing there and he's closing off the event. And then you can end off by switching back to the placeholder image that says something like end of live stream, thank you for watching. Of course, with accompanying music. So for corporate live stream events, usually we run the setup a day before to ensure that we have time to set up at the venue properly. No rush, because usually when you rush, there will be hiccups. And in the event of hiccups, for example, if we forgot to bring certain equipment, which we usually do, or missing cables, we have another day to rectify and bring it the next day. Or if there are new requirements for the live stream, it has happened before. For example, the client needs another HDMI output to another computer or projector, we still have time to go buy a HDMI cable, go buy a splitter or extra longer cables if needed. Then run multiple tests on test day, rehearsal day, to make sure that everything is working and the rundown is smooth. Then leave the setup as it is and arrive 2 hours before the start of the live stream on the actual day, which is usually the next day. So there you have it. I hope today's video was useful to some of you, and some of the tips that I share, you can use it for your future live streams. If you have your own personal tips to share from your live stream, do let me know in the comments below so I can do a video and share it with everyone on this channel. Remember, sharing is caring. Until the next video, I'm Steph. Take care and bye-bye.